I'm sure if the secretary is going to gather all the generals, some of them from active war zones, then he must have something very important he wants to tell them.
It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls.
Rex Ryan went on ESPN and decided to call out Shedeur Sanders. He said Sanders doesn't study, isn't focused, and doesn't respect rookie responsibilities. That's a serious accusation, especially coming from someone who used to be an NFL head coach. But here's the first problem. Rex hasn't been inside the Cleveland Browns building in more than a decade. His words don't line up with anything the Browns themselves are saying, and yet he threw them out on national television like facts. The moment Rex spoke, the pushback started. Tony Rizzo, one of the most respected voices in Cleveland sports radio, quickly stepped in. Rizzo's been around this team for years. He has actual connections inside the organization. And he flat out said, this story doesn't add up. If Rex is claiming to have sources, those sources aren't coming from inside the Browns. That instantly put Rex Ryan's credibility in question. Because when someone like Tony Rizzo challenges your information, fans in Cleveland are going to listen.
Rex Ryan acted up yesterday. He wanted to show out. He wanted to put his big boy pants on. Oh, but we got receipts. Talking that trash. Said it too loud. Wanted to be the man again. We know. Rex Ryan, all on ESPN yesterday, poking his chest out, acting like he had some inside information, talking about Shedeur Sanders. Called him an embarrassment.
Then there's Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach. Stefanski has been calm, steady, and measured throughout his tenure. He's not the type to let problems slide or to cover up a quarterback who isn't putting in the work. And yet Stefanski hasn't said a single negative word about Sanders. Total silence. If there were a real issue, Stefanski would address it. The fact that he hasn't speaks louder than anything Rex Ryan claimed. Now let's talk about what we've actually seen. Shedeur Sanders has barely been on the field in the NFL, but in his short appearance against the Panthers, he looked sharp. No first-team reps, no real preparation, but he stepped in cold and delivered accurate throws. That's not rookie luck. That's preparation. That's composure. If anything, it showed he's ready when his moment comes. That performance alone already contradicts Rex's entire story. But this goes deeper than just Rex Ryan. Look at the rest of the rookie quarterback class. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Dylan Gabriel. All of them are going through the same rookie learning curve. Some sit in the second row during meetings, some post on social media, some meditate or do things their own way. And guess what? Nobody cares. No headlines, no criticism, no insiders questioning their work ethic. With Shedeur Sanders, though, every small detail turns into drama. Why? His last name. Being the son of Deion Sanders comes with a legacy and a spotlight that no other rookie quarterback carries. That name brings expectations, attention, and pressure. And for some in the old guard, that's uncomfortable. Sanders isn't just a young quarterback. He's a young quarterback with a famous last name, and that makes him an easy target. And this is where the double standards really show.
Rex Ryan on Get Up talking about Shedeur Sanders, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was some bullshit, like pure bullshit. It came off as an opportunistic move to have a moment, because what about anything Shedeur has said warrants that type of reaction on national television as a third string quarterback? Even going as far to say, get your ass to the front and study or whatever the hell, because he said confidently that he feels like he should be starting, or confidently that he feels like he can play better than a quarterback play that's been around the league.
Other rookies are allowed to develop quietly. Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for 3 seasons. Jordan Love waited his turn behind Rodgers. That's the normal process. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, the media treats patience like a crime. Suddenly, him learning and waiting is spun into a controversy. Fans see through it. Under Rex Ryan's viral clip, the comments were brutal. People called out his credibility, questioned his sources and even his motives. And here's the surprising part. Even Cleveland fans, known as some of the harshest, most demanding fans in all of football, have come to Sanders' defense. When Browns fans start defending a rookie quarterback from media criticism, you know the narrative is shifting. Then there's ESPN. The network has been walking on eggshells ever since Rex Ryan's rant went viral. They know a bad take can explode online in seconds, and this one did. Behind the scenes, you can imagine the conversations. Executives figuring out damage control, trying to protect the brand, while Rex sits back acting like he just dropped a truth bomb. But the truth isn't on his side, not this time. And think about Deion Sanders. Shedeur grew up under a microscope because of who his father is. Every move has been judged. Every success has been questioned. Every mistake has been magnified.
I think he is right. I think there are some situations where he could work and he could do good. But he's with the Cleveland Browns. It's kind of how things work with the Cleveland Browns. And things have to be harder than what they should be. Flacco ain't cutting it right now. They lose to the Lions 34-10. They don't look good. And on Get Up, they opened up with a conversation about should they bench Joe Flacco. Here's what Rex Ryan had to say.
Stefanski is one of an outstanding coach. All right. But why the hell isn't he putting Shedeur Sanders? We're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy or Gabriel, whatever. Something's missing. Something's missing with this kid.
From high school to Jackson State to Colorado, and now to the NFL, Shedeur has been carrying that weight. And at every level, he's responded the same way, with calm confidence and undeniable performance. Pressure doesn't break him, it builds him. That's the part critics like Rex Ryan can't stand. They don't want facts, they want drama. They don't want to talk about his accuracy or his poise. They'd rather argue about what chair he sat in during a meeting. It's ridiculous if the biggest criticism you can come up with is that a quarterback didn't sit in the front row, then you've run out of real analysis. And here's what's coming next. At some point, Shedeur Sanders is going to get his chance. Maybe it's this season, maybe it's next. But when he steps on the field as a starter, all those critics, all those analysts, all those headlines are going to look foolish. Rex Ryan's rant will be replayed again and again, not as hard truth, but as a cautionary tale of how badly wrong an analyst can be. Because this story isn't just about Shedeur Sanders, it's about how media narratives get built, how double standards shape the way we view young quarterbacks, and how confident, talented black quarterbacks are still held to a different standard. That's the bigger picture. In the end, Shedeur doesn't even need defenders. His game defends him. His work ethic, his preparation, and his quiet focus are all the answers he needs. While the media circus spins out of control, Sanders is in the building, grinding, learning, and waiting for his chance. And when that day comes, it won't just be a win for him, it'll be a statement. A statement to Rex Ryan, to ESPN, and to every critic who tried to tear him down before he even got started. And trust me, when that moment comes, it's going to be unforgettable.